Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
And welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this first Saturday of July.
You sound different.
I do. This is what Larry sounds like when he finally reaches puberty. But
I'm way past that, but I'm turning this segment completely over. I'm getting a little nervous to Brother Darrell and Daryl here.
Yeah, this
but,
is, yeah.
I'm really.
We actually
should I leave the room?
Now, yeah, kind of. When we do have control of the studio,
me and Greg will leave the room. Take it over, Dave Gabbard. Let's.
Me and Brother Darrell's usually here by ourselves.
I'm out of here. This is your segment, okay?
But we were talking. Kind of the first segment lead in. We got talking a little bit about shooting, and I was talking about the, June and July, the clay target sports. It's going full steam out there. A lot of tournaments. We just got through with the state ATA championships. They just got through with the state SCTP championships. They getting ready to go to the nationals here next week.
Yes, July 18th in Ohio, right?
And then, of course, at the end of the month, we got the World Championships in Sparta, Illinois, coming up. So,
well, tell them who our guest is. I hear him sleeping. He's snoring in the background.
But our guest for this segment, lifelong friend of mine. In fact, I'll tell him something. He's in the record book. This man, what year was it you broke the 100 in the doubles up there at the state championship?
I don't remember, Dave.
We were shooting on the same spot. He run 100, and I couldn't even look when he got to that last pair.
You were more nervous than him?
Yeah, I was more nervous than he was.
And he doesn't even remember when he did it.
I know.
Are we sure he did it? He was unconscious.
I do remember on that shoot-off, though, I was against Alan Lovelace, and I was first up, and I shot, and I missed both pairs, lost the pair. Mitchell looked at me and said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "Now I got you where I want you." Of course, I didn't win, but anyway.
But we got my good buddy Lance Ryder on the phone. Lance is TWRA Wildlife Education Coordinator here in Region 1. In West Tennessee. There's no such thing as Region 1 anymore, as I say.
We just learned something.
Lance, like myself, been involved in clay target shooting for many, many, many years. In fact, I can remember when the state championships were Henry Horton. He's walking out there on the line, and they announced his name over the loudspeaker. And I went to check to see what the message was. And I walked down there and said, "You got plenty of time to shoot this event, but when you finish, you'll probably be a daddy."
All right.
Really?
Yeah. It's when but he's had time to finish the event and make it home for his birth of his first child many, many years ago.
That's right.
Now, and he has a child right now that's doing pretty good.
Lance has 4 sons that are remarkable.
Yeah.
The oldest one,
I've been in the duck blind with
orthopedic
a couple of
surgeon.
them, I think. Yeah.
The second one, and finishing up, starting his residency. I think optometry or
He's going to be an
ophthalmologist. Keep an eye on it.
And his third son?
Third son is looking and finishing up there at Union University on a golf scholarship. He's looking at some type of medicine.
And now his fourth son.
And his fourth son just graduated high school at McKenzie High.
Yeah.
And he's got a full ride to Union, on golf. These guys can not only shoot, but they can shoot golf too. And
then also, I know we're doing all the talking. You're doing all the talking, but talk about Anders because Anders.
I'm going to turn it over to Lance. Of course, Lance is on the Scholastic Clay Target Board of Directors.
He should be.
And kind of in West Tennessee, and he keeps track, of all the.
Well, let him be. Show how proud you are of your son, Anders.
I'm very, very proud of him. He was, first of all, he was valedictorian of his class, and then he had a great year this year in the golf, and then he's been shooting since he's for SCTP and the Scholastic Action Shooting Program. He's been shooting in that since he's been in 3rd grade, and this year he was one of only 6 recipients to get a scholarship for the pistol. So I was excited about that, and only one from Tennessee to get something in the pistol, which is pretty remarkable considering all the great shooters that we do have in Tennessee in the pistol and the shotgun program. So
That's pretty
very
remarkable.
proud of him.
That's
Very
pretty
proud of him.
remarkable. Valedictorian corner of his class.
And they have, the National Rifle Association Competitive Sports Division recognizes they have an all-scholastic team.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how many West Tennessee shooters.
Oh, I gave
make
up
that
on
team.
them. I've got
Yeah.
my list of Memphis area, which we've posted on lroutdoors.com, but you throw in McKenzie and you throw in South Gibson, you throw in the Tipton County, all those kids, Brownsville, and talk about that, Lance.
We're very proud of all of our shooters in West Tennessee. Not only can they shoot well, but they're very smart. And the All-American team, like Dave said, it counts a majority of it is the grades. So you can be a great shooter. If you don't have the grades, you're not going to make it. But the grades are a big component of this. So we're very proud of them. I know last year, I haven't looked at all the statistics for this year, but last year Tennessee had more on that team than any other state in the nation.
And they'll all be recognized, I think, when they go to Ohio, July the 18th. And I'm looking at it, 230 student-athletes from 25 states. And I guarantee you there's more from Tennessee among that 230. And I'm not supposed to be talking on this segment. I know that, so I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
But we're very proud of it. That's one of the things that, a lot of people go on scores, but, like the first word for both of those are scholastic.
Yes.
We're very proud of that.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, the scholastic part of it.
Right. So they're doing great. Tennesseans are doing great, particularly West Tennessee. It's got a lot of members on that team. So
Why?
So I think we got a total of 46 this year that made that team. That's a tremendous amount. That's all across Tennessee. That's a lot of kids.
Why? Why are we so good over here?
Well, we're just really good.
I think historically,
why?
people don't know that, in Texas, the Texas Rangers, they had certain requirements.
Yeah.
The first one, you had to be able to track like a Native American.
You did. Okay.
You had to be able to ride a horse.
Does Gene Smith agree on all this?
Like a vaquero.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Vaquero.
Like a New Mexican cowboy. Greatest,
yeah.
You know what the third requirement was?
What was the third
You
one?
had to be able to shoot like a Tennessean.
And
that's in the history book.
Yeah, there
you
go.
had to be able to shoot like a Tennessean.
I watched the Alamo the other night on TV. It's long, and Davy Crockett and all those the Tennessean. And you're exactly right.
Yeah.
And so when you look at this, Lance, you've seen this really from the ground level. Why has it become so big in Tennessee, and why are we so successful?
Well, I think because we've got some great backing from the Wildlife Agency, for funding this for the pistol and the rifle program.
Yeah,
that's the beginning of it. It helps the funding, and I just think that the kids like to be outdoors and they like to shoot guns, and they're not afraid of it. In this politically correct world today, they're not afraid that they say, "Well, I shoot guns and I'm proud of it."
Yeah, and I think
they're smart about it, and they're safe, and they're educated about it. So and when you go on these hunts with these kids, I feel safer than with some of the adults that I go with.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's just got them ingrained in there to be safe about everything, and it's the photo negative of what all you see on TV. These kids are.
It was like the other day, 4th of July. I went up to the Carroll County Shooting Sports Complex. Had a little get-together up there, the McKenzie team. And here's the kids up there, and here it's 2 o'clock. And
it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah. I know that the heat index is probably 110, 112.
We don't talk
it
heat.
Was.
We
Lance,
don't talk heat index on this show.
And Lance is out there on skeet field and probably got 6, 10, and 11-year-olds that just can't get enough. They're out there shooting.
Really?
Yeah. And it amazes me that, he does an excellent job, mentoring those people, those kids. And
those kids are great, and that's the future. I know you hear that hunting is their favorite sport, but hunting's not a sport; it's a tradition. You don't have to go try out like you do baseball, football. You just go. You get somebody to go and take you out there. I just don't like hearing people saying it's my favorite sport because it's not a sport; it's a tradition. You don't have to go try out for nothing. Everybody gets to go. Just give them a chance to go.
But not only.
Let me say something, because Gene Smith has taught more people hunter education than anybody in the state of Tennessee. I know.
I agree with that.
And Gene, you get kids who have never shot anything. That's why it's the YHEC program. It's coming up.
Yeah, July the 15th.
July the 15th. We talked about that. Kids are eager if they have somebody showing interest in them. Right, Gene?
Exactly right. And I've also had mothers ask me after the class, is there anything else?
Yeah.
You know, they want to get more into shooting.
Yeah.
And because that's why I'm glad we had that YHEC, because that gives them a chance to get out and practice shooting and trailing and archery and muzzle loading and everything.
And you can win scholarships now.
Yes,
That's what blows my mind. I mean, you're.
Oh yeah,
If
when I was growing up, if somebody told me I could have got a full ride to college shooting clay targets, I said, "Oh, what do you mean?"
Oh yeah, that's.
Let me at it.
Sign me up.
And it didn't matter how big we were or anything along that line.
But talk about the scholastic, but the average to make this team in the different disciplines.
Yeah, what is it?
Trap is 95% or above.
90.
95% or above.
That's
in
amazing.
trap or skeet.
Trap or skeet.
Right.
85% in sporting clays.
Ooh.
Right.
And
they're not easy.
That's not.
To the time.
What gets me, 88% in international trap or skeet, and that's a whole different animal right there.
What is it? What is it in slingshot? I mean, that's what I used to know. You know.
That's old Jackie Childress. That.
Oh yeah.
And 75 seconds or less in the scholastic action shooting program. That's the pistol and
that's
rifle.
Shooting the whole 4 stages.
That's
75 seconds.
yeah.
So that's not easy.
That's not easy.
Either.
So
it's not. Yeah, I just get nervous thinking about it. You have 75 seconds to do that, and I can't imagine what it would be like to hit 99. You got one target left. I mean, me
and Dave done that a lot.
Yeah. And the Lancers like me, I don't know which is worse. Walk out there and miss the very first target out of the house and run the other 99.
Woo.
Or I've walked out there, and Lance has done it too, run 99 and miss the last target out of the house.
Yep.
Well,
get to thinking about it.
Well, I've never bowled a 300 game, but I've bowled a 286. Really,
huh?
I have. And those last two balls, they weighed 800 pounds, and my little arm was twitching. So I can imagine.
The alley looked like it was about an inch wide.
Oh, I wished I was in that alley.
But it's unbelievable, like the state ATA shoot, the youth, the young shooters up there.
Yeah.
How many 200 straight and 199s were run on that champion 200 single championship event?
How many do you think?
Well, and it's just
a bunch.
Kids in Tennessee, you asked earlier, they just love to go shoot. They do, and they're good at it, and it shows when we go to the Nationals too. Tennessee, I don't think they like us coming up there much because we do pretty good.
I think we do. Hey, Lance, we appreciate you being with us again. Congratulations to your fourth son, Anders, for getting that scholarship, and hope everybody has a great trip to Ohio. That's Marengo. What is that?
Marengo.
Marengo.
It's just a little bit north, about 15 minutes north of Columbus.
Okay, well, y'all have a safe trip, and we'll talk to you later, buddy. Okay?
Do a follow-up story.
Yeah, we'll be there if we can get Gabbert back. Okay. Thanks, Lance. All right, let's take a break, come right back, talk a little bit more fishing, and then turn it back over to the last segment as we talk to the Major himself.
The Major.
The Major on Outdoors with Larry Ray.